Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our first lesson. Today lesson will go through LO1 learning outcome 1, understand the rationale for the European Union creation. My name is Anjum Sattar and my email address anjum@ukversity.co.uk. If you have any question, drop me email on my email address. So before starting this unit, we'll discuss what we supposed to be learn under this unit. Okay, so this unit we have is 5 learning outcomes. So each lesson will go through one learning outcome. Today lesson will be focused on the learning outcome 1, and we examine the historical events of the 20th century leading the creation of the EU. Evaluate the original objective of European Union, its current position. Then next lesson will go through learning outcome 2. Each lesson 1 learning outcome and assessment criteria. So the key aim of this unit is this unit will equip learner with the knowledge of the European Union legal system, main substantive aspect of the European Union law. The main of the unit enable learner to understand the history led the creation of the European Union, political institution, EU roles, jurisdictions, courts. Learner will introduce the fundamental rights given to the European and the national law. That's all will be focused, in during this unit, and you will be able to develop your understanding and all you will learn. So we first, the learning outcome which we'll go through, it's more reading and getting to know EU and EU institution, their role. So most of the slide in LO1 are focused on the providing details about EU, its institution. We will draw the context to EU laws towards 1.3, where you specifically discuss the importance of EU laws, EU Human Rights Act, and European Court of Justice, which is ECJ. Okay, so that's we'll go through. Okay, so key terminology according to the European is to promote peace, establish a unified economic and monetary combat discrimination, break down barriers to the trade and the borders, encourage technology, scientific development, champion environment protection, among others, and promote goals like a competitive global market and social progress. That's the key objective. So we can just observe ourselves the objective as a union achieved or not. All the countries make EU. The EU members are Austria, Belgium. These are all the Croatia, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Latvia. So these are all the mentioned countries. Those are the part of EU, and the UK is, of course, after Brexit, is not anymore part of European Union. Okay, but still in Europe, it's not meant by outside Europe. Yes, so we can look, which is we have a European Union Commission, the European Union Council of European Union, then the European Union Council. They make their decision about in the European Parliament, then the European Court of Justice and Advice, Economics and the Social Committee, and within the European Union. So the European Union, okay, so what does the European Union do? EU policies aim to ensure the free movement of people. So that's the fundamental of EU, is the free movement of people, goods, services, and capital within the internal market, within consist of all 21 member states, and actually the legislation in the justice, home affairs, and maintain the common policies on trade, common EU policies which every member state have to follow it. Agriculture, fisheries, regional development, passport control have been abolished for the travel within the Schengen. One country, normally you can travel in between, because you will get the Schengen visa. So that's established in 1993. European Union headquarters are currently located in Brussels, Belgium. We heard a lot during Brexit. Union is based on the rule of law. Rule of law, yes. To binding the agreement that has been proved voluntarily and dramatically by all EU more efficient, translated single currency. Have a discussion about European Commission responsible for its respect, and one Commission main job is to make sure the EU laws applied by the all member states like the UK, Holland, Sweden, Denmark. Yes, so it can be take action against EU country or the businesses that fail to comply EU law. So that's so the Commission also proposed you. So these are Council of European Union that take the final decision on the all EU law. So this can change the proposal or reject them altogether on the world stage. That's the key objective. European Union, the President and the Prime Minister, European Union Council bring together EU leaders at least 4 times a year. It set the EU main priorities over the policy direction but does not adopt laws. And this is the job of the European Parliament and the European Council of European Union. European Parliament, the voice of the people. It represents that the citizen of EU and its member are directly elected by those the European Union in the Council, and the government minister from each EU country meet, discuss, amend, and adopt the laws, and the ministers have authority to commit their government to action agreed on in the meeting, together with the European Parliament, and the Council is the main decision-making body of the EU. Okay. The website, visit this website and go through the formation of EU on the timeline. So which is the website link is given here, guys. If you want to go through more in detail, you can in 1945, 1946, and so on, because it's a union and it's a single monetary union, yes, which is now called the euro. It's come with the passage of time. These are the and the many countries include. So then 1.1, we have examined the historical events of the 20th century leading the creation of the EU. In the post-World War II, the European Union has sought the individual and cohesive global. You can chat in the chat box as well. You can drop me email if you're listening this. Still, the European Union functions by the three government system include council. 1951, European coal and the steel community is set up by 6 founding members. Setting up the European Economic Energy Community, OTHM, and 1973, the communities expand 9 members and introduce more common policies. 1979, the first, the election of the European Parliament, and the first enlargement, yes, then the European single market became a reality. In 1993, they established the European Union, EU, and the Euro came into 5 members and increasing to 28 by 2013, and the Treaty of Lisbon came into force and changing the way EU workers work. European Union election take place. Yes, so European Union election take place. You will see all the history here with all the facts and figures. That's we need to know. We can see another further. So the gradually return to the moderate economic growth after the 7-year global crisis and consolidation of euro area. So that's back in 2008 onward, the credit crunch was really badly hit the countries. Okay, then the Treaty of the Paris, the Treaty of the Establishment European Coal and okay, so this we need to be look around the Paris, Belgium, and various others in these countries in 50 years period, and the member in the European Union Parliament Assembly were selected. So signed by Paris, France in 1951. So they signed in 1951. So that's expired. Okay, so you will see with the passage of time the growth. Then the treaty response established the European Unity and Community. Treaty was signed in the 25th March in 1957. The treaty establishing the European Economic Community, EEA. So when the word EEA used, so you're supposed to be, it's the abbreviation of European Economic Community, and treat establishing European Atomic Energy Community, EAEC, or Euro item for both, the new community decisions are taken by the Council and the proposal from the Commission. The Parliamentary Assembly, that's been also set up. So that's the key message. It was in this. Okay, so that's we need to be look around the Treaty of Rome signed, and then the growth within the treaty. So that's guys, it's good to be please read, make sure before next lesson if we can read, treat the establishing the European Atomic Energy Community, and 2 treaties were signed on the 25th March. 2 treaties were signed on the 25th March, yes. 1957. So 1957. So that's the key message, and promoting the research and dismantling the technical and settling the unified safety standard. So a couple of you heard about or learned about, Health and Safety Act 1974, which is a lot of things, the elements embedded from the EU legislation. So that's, those are the crucial legislation, which is, and GDPR, we have recently, General Data Protection Regulation back in 2018. Yes. So merger of the treaties establish a single council and single commission of the European uh, communities, and treaty establish the European Community Merger Treaty. Yeah. So that's, we need to be look around merger of the institution and set by the ECSC and EEA. So the sign in these years. Okay. Then the Treaty of Luxembourg, that's, it's very famous treaty amending the certain budgetary provision and the first budget treaty with the signing the Treaty of the Luxembourg and amending the certain budget provision laid down, in the treaty. That's, the key, that's, it's very famous treaty. Yes. So signed in Luxembourg on the 22nd April in 1970. Yes. So it's for, so the second Budgetary Treaty, and treaty is 1975, and you will see that's been the enforced date, and the purpose is all about the harmonized systems and the enhance, the strengthens European Union. So then the single European Act being passed, which is the first intergovernment conference opened under Italy's chairmanship on the 9th September 1985, and the single European actions, that's, being, and the other single European Act SEA being set up. So these are the key, the crucial dates, the when the European Union and these treaties being signed, and the purpose of the treaties, Okay, so that's, we need to be make sure we'll do. Okay, then next, the treaty is also the European Union, which is being set up, the purpose of all these treaties and extra legislation to more and the boost, the cooperation, which was signed and then during 7th Feb 1992, and the Treaty of Amsterdam, which is also quite popular during in 1996. The purpose of reviewing the treaty and the European Union, the sixth rank of the treaty of this, the treaty and the treaties, European Union, certain related to act was signed in the presence of the President of the European Union Parliament. So that's, that's, the key message was given in that, and to enhance that was the sign in Amsterdam. So that's, we need to look around. Okay, so which is quite good to be pleased, just keep the key dates really in your Treaty of the Nice. Yes. Treaty of the Nice, this is signed in Nice, and that's, in France on the 26th Feb in 2001. The treaty established that the European Union certain related acts are signed and the President of the European Union Parliament. Nicole. So Frontini, and the aim of the treaty was that Nice was the reform of the institutional structure of the European Union. That's why you will see the lot of changes happen in the within the UK as well, like, the and a lot of, the mining industries and various other legislation, these treaties being, and to the Treaty of Lisbon, then again in 2007, then, the further following members were included as well in that, enhance the European Union and the parliaments, and notified the setting of the budget in back, in, okay. So then when we look at the history of despite the not being officially formed until 1993, European Union Foundation actually reach, the further back in 1957 when the European Economic Community was established. And so this is the back is the history of it, all the treaty which we step by step we can look around, then carry on enhance the countries, more countries included in 1993 like UK and join as well EU. And then the 12 historical step in 1950, and then the six, then decided the treaties to be Rome on the 25th March, and that's, we'll see the parliaments and the laws being passed. So I'm not really going to read, word by word, but that's, for you is good to be go through the key dates like 1957, what's happened in 1993, yes, and 2007, 8, when further members being included, three more countries like Austria, Finland, and Sweden join EU in 1995. Yes, the member reach up to the 15. That's, these are the key dates and key steps, we need to go through. The mid-19 preparation of the biggest, EU enlargement members application from the Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania, Slovakia, state, Soviet Union, Estonia, Latvia. So these all, Cyprus and Malta even join as well. So the EU welcomed the chance to help, stabilize the European continent. So that's, the more countries join and they extend, the EU. European election in May, like, other key dates in 2014 mark the change in institutional practices and various changes, the treaty of all further treaties, with the basically the purpose is to enhance, the more benefit, all these are the 12 steps which we mentioned earlier as well. Worldwide, the financial and economic crisis developed in 2008, you maybe heard, and that stayed up to really 2012, and 3-4 years or lot of companies and the banks and the institutions. So the union injected a lot of money. You maybe heard about the bailout, Cyprus and all these, what happened those years. Okay. So then 1.2 was evaluate the original objective. The European Union main objective to promote peace, follow the EU values, and improve the well-being of nations. And the European Parliament and the other institutions see to it. And these objectives are achieved. And these are the five big objectives: promote the economic and social progress, speak the European Union on the international scene, European Union citizenship, develop, Europe as the area of freedom, security, and justice, and maintain to build, establish EU laws, and over 30, they are expand to 35 areas of cooperation. So that was, and then we've been given the summary of EU's and different policies. So all been summarized here: public health, business industry, research and innovation. They have a budget for it like a science and various other project. Which is still is carry on is UK, and they kept, they signed the agreement. No, not is the part of EU even. The environmental, trade, consumer, cultures, and media. Okay, then original areas, what begins, pure economics union evolve into the organization, and the many different policies area from the climate to the, yes, so these all being discussed. And then the European Union single currency being launched, 340 million EU citizens in 19 countries now use their currencies. That's a huge in 19 country, because some countries not fully in the monetary union, which we call monetary union when we have a same currency. So that's, it's not just a EU has become a monetary union. Okay, so that's, we need to look around the capital market. And the next we have other 1.3 compare and contrast original objective. The EU remain focused on the making the governing institution more transparent and democratic. Decisions are taken openly and possibly as closely possible to the citizen and European Parliament. Then we have a European Council and giving the views about policies and the European initiatives and application and EU laws. And then to ensure in the treaty union, and the union is founded the value to respect of for the human. You maybe heard about a lot of the immigration matters based on the human rights or the European Union human rights. That's quite popular. So these being embedded into the UK laws as well. If you go on the government of UK, you can find a lot of information about these as well. The values are the common in the member state. Them non-discrimination, tolerance, justice, solidarity, equality between women and men, prevail. The values in integral part of the European way of life. Human dignity, being citizen of also, and equality. So that's a huge, EU is based on the rule of law, and every EU does it founded on the treaty, which is voluntarily and democratically agree to the member countries. The law and the justice will be. So that's the European Union, which is you couple of you heard about this term, European Union Convention on the Human Rights, ECHR. So that's huge lot of case laws in the UK immigration system being, and a lot of judges, and the case went to the European Court of Justice, not just Supreme Court of UK. And then if not decided, then you can take to the European Court of Justice, and then of course you can even go to the um, nation. Yes, so further can be discuss UNO, United Nations. So United Nations has own courts as well. Europe and all 47 member state of council, including UK, have signed the convention of the full title of the convention and protection of the human rights. So European Court of Justice, ECJ, is the France to justice, and the formally just the court justice is the Supreme Court of the European Union, is a matter of the European Union law. As the part of the court of the justice European Union, its task is the interpretation of the EU laws, ensure the equal application across the EU members. That's other, and the Treaty of the Functioning of the European Union, TF EU. The court was established in 1952, is based in Luxembourg, and composed of one judge and per member state, and currently 27, although normally here the case is in the panel of 3, 5, 15 judges. The court has been led by the president since 2000. Okay, then the Supreme Court, then they have a Court of Appeal, European Court of, then the High Court. Yes, then I have a Chancery, different division, then Crown Court, County Court, Magistrate Court, and Tribunal. So these are the small, the matters is can be like criminals and all other civil matters as well. Okay, then guys, these are all the reference which we use, where we can further enhance. So you can copy and paste the links, if you want to be further read all these slides being embedded and abstract, from various sources. And if you have any question, please, today we discuss about history of European Union, the purpose of European Union, the objective of European Union, why being set up, and drop me email. I'll try my best to reply you as soon as possible. That's all today lesson, and the next lesson will go through LO2, and that will be focus. So please, before next lesson, if you can look around some the elements of LO2, because always good to be before lesson. If you do a bit the 5 minutes 10 minute research. So next lesson is understand the institution of European Union, and that's evaluate the function of each and the court of justice, and then we'll go through the balance of power between these the government, and explain the voting system of within EU. So to enhance indicative contents we've been given here, please we need to be focused, and that's if you want to do a bit if you can, that will be great. So during lesson we can should we have a healthy discussion. That's all today lesson, and hope so I'll speak you all during our next lesson. Thanks for listening and attending. Bye bye.